What is up, everyone? Welcome to Family Hot Dish, and today I haven't done one of these in a long time. An update on how everything's going with Rowan, our 7-year-old who has type 1 diabetes, and how everything's going. He's been diagnosed for, I'd say, 7-8 months at this point, but I just wanted to do an overview on how everything's going. While the kiddos are being pushed on the swing, Luna, be nice. Yeah, so here's the thing. Gotten pretty used to it. I mean, there's certain things that have made me sad that he'll say. I can give an example. One time we were watching Naked and Afraid, and then I said, "Oh, would you do this, buddy?" You know, not thinking, just, a normal question. And he said, "I don't think I'd be allowed to." Now that hurts as a parent, just hearing your kid, say that type of a thing. Like, because you always want your kids to believe in themselves and do anything, But then in the end, I was like, "Yeah, but you wouldn't even like those bugs." And he was like, "Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't want to do it even if I could." But just giving that example, not to be a downer right off the bat, but it's just little stuff like that just gets to you. The last times I've done these videos, there were a lot of outbursts, and there's not really any more. Yeah, there's not really any anymore. As far, I'll let you know, so he's on the Dexcom G6. He's on the Omnipod 5, and that was because he didn't want any cords. I've heard a lot of other things about, gosh, what's that other pump's name? I can't even think of it. T-Slim or whatever. I might say that wrong. I think that's what it is. And that one I've heard is better in certain ways, but so far the Omnipod 5 has been good. We've gotten pretty good. Well, my wife has gotten even better, obviously, than me at adjusting things when we notice something's off or something's not working good. For a little bit, I was like nervous to change the Omnipod. I was good at the Dexcom, but I was like nervous to change the Omnipod, but then I started doing it, and now I'm good at it. Gosh, what else was I gonna say? Oh, here's an issue that we've ran into with the Dexcom and the Omnipod, but mainly the Dexcom. See, our son, he's obsessed with having it on the back of his arm. He doesn't want to try other spots. He does the Omnipod on his thigh, and he does the Dexcom G6 on the back of his arm. Now, I don't know if it's just from human nature of wanting to keep it the same, but we alternate areas on each arm, like you're supposed to. But he's sort of as obsessed over not wanting to try any other spots. And here's the reason I'm bringing this up, because he plays a lot of VR, and ever since he got his VR, he plays it a little too much, and that sort of screwed up his eating habit. So we're getting more strict. We're doing more like now where, okay, you got to eat something good before you sit on your VR. And actually what we turned it into is 2 hours on, 2 hours off type thing. And he is homeschooled. I don't know if you've seen those videos. You can go to this playlist if you stumble upon this, and if you're wondering stuff about type 1 diabetes. But he is homeschooled, and that was his first day back to regular school. He was just wasn't feeling it, and 2, we weren't feeling it. Nothing against that nurse, but when we go to our doctor's appointments, they say, "I can't believe how good his numbers are," type stuff. And she had him super high and this and that, and it just was like she overcorrected or something, fed him way too much. And we have our ups and downs, trust me, but we just wasn't working for us day one. And he was like, "No, I'm good." And we tell him you can go to school anytime, but my wife has gotten really big. She's got so much curriculum. She's really big on the homeschooling. She's doing really good with it. She even wants our other kids to do it, but we don't pressure. Our 18-year-old just graduated high school too. Was that last week, Graham? Yeah, last week. So we're not against public school at all, but homeschooling's nice because you can be more patient and take your time with it. I'm super ADHD, so something that I was getting to the point, and I veered off on another topic, was here's what we noticed with the Dexcom on the back of his arm. Sarah has bought all these different things. She's bought patches and all this stuff that is really helping. So there are ways to make it stronger. There's adhesive. There's all this stuff that we do, but the patches have really changed the game. But his started ripping off a lot, and obviously that was from playing VR. So we were trying to get him to, pick a different spot. But like I said, human nature, he just likes the spots that he does. But it was like from him doing this, he plays Gorilla Tag a lot, and it kept ripping off. And what Sarah would have to do is you hit up the Dexcom people, and they were really cool about it. But at the same time, you know, we didn't want to be hitting them up all the time. So I'm going to talk now. Now I want to get into sleeping and talking about how our sleeping has been, you know, with him and highs and lows and all that. As far as sleeping, like when we first switched to the Omnipod, I think that was the last video I did. We were pretty new to the Omnipod. There were so many wake ups, so many problems. It's gotten better, but still, you know, we have, you know, I would say honestly, it almost seems like most nights, more than not, I'm woken up at, you know, 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, which obviously whatever, and I got to get him a juice box, or I got to get him fruit snacks. But we did buy this thing. It's called Sugar Pixel. This thing called Sugar Pixel. It's a really cool thing. It's like this. It's like an alarm clock, but it shows where he's at. It shows where he's going to be. It shows like progression on it. It's a pretty cool device. And the noise it makes is so loud, and it's got a little vibrating thing that will wake you up. You put it under your pillow. I'm going to show that probably before I end this video when I go inside. But that's something I really, really recommend to people. It's called the Sugar Pixel, because sometimes, you know, it can screw up your alarm system. Or, you know, I mean, I meant not having it. You can get screwed up by not waking up from the alarm. And two, I noticed this is a problem for me. I'm a person who's never late for work. I'm 30 minutes early all the time. But I've noticed my body, my mind, whatever you want to call it, almost became immune to alarms. So there's been, I'd say 3 times that I woke up late because I just am immune to alarms from his going off all night. And I was like 5-10 minutes late to work. One time I think it was an hour, and that damn near killed my mental brain, because I'm a very punctual worker. My work even gave me crap because they've never even seen me late. Like, it's not a thing that happens, you know, and I've worked there a couple of years on and off in total. So it's just, that's something that can be frustrating. So now I set 2 alarms, and I have a regular old school alarm, and my 18-year-old actually works with me now too. So I told him, because he doesn't have that problem, obviously, because he doesn't have a type 1 diabetic son that has alarms go off at night. So I told him now, from now on, because he just graduated, just if at 5:20 I'm not up, come in, pull on my legs, say get up. So that's a sidebar thing, but that's actually cool, because I never expected this whole thing to happen where you don't wake up from alarms because you became immune to alarms. In a sense. Honestly, it's going good. Like, I mean, it's like clockwork now. When we'll get ready to go, we get his doser, we get his poker, we get, you know, his fruit snacks, his juice box. Like, it's second nature, you know. Like, before it would be like sort of a, oh shoot, we got to remember, you know. I'm saying way early in the game, but now it's not that crazy. I mean, my wife was just saying the other day though too, sometimes you just feel bad when he has like the devices on him. Like, obviously grateful too. Trust me, we are grateful we live in this time frame with it, but it can be also, you know, sad. You just, you know, you don't want things attached to your kid's body that, you know, are foreign, and you know, you can tell when he moves and certain things he does that he's conscious of it. Like when I'm picking him up or I'm playing rough with him, you know, it just, you know, stuff like that gets to you sometimes. But and more just feeling for him. This is funny. One of the days I go to him, I go, how are you doing, bud? Have you been depressed or anything? Just to ask, you know. And he goes, yeah, actually. And my heart sinks, and I'm like, oh shoot. And then all he said was there's a game that he's been wanting. I'm like, oh my god. Talk about a scary thing, because you never know. Like, 'cause I know my mental health would get affected by that. We always are trying to put positive spins on things for him, and just, you know. But yeah, so all in all, things are going good, but there's those trials and tribulations that you go through in life that are, like, especially the alarm clock thing. That really messed with me because, like I said, I'm a very punctual person, and those 3 times I think it's happened, I damn near lost my mind, because I'm just not a be late to work person. And as far as the Dexcom and the Omnipod, super grateful, really like them. sometimes it can get stressful, you know, of course, like with anything, but definitely would rather have that than giving him shots, because giving him shots was rough, because a lot of times he wouldn't want to eat because he didn't want shots. Like, he was a good boy about it, actually, though, because he got type 1 when he was 6, and now he's 7, but he was a really good kid. Like, even the doctors were like, yeah, a lot of 6-year-olds, this would be a lot harder. Like, you know, he accepted it, took shots. You hear things about a cure sometimes, and that keeps you hopeful in that regard, that they're always working on it. So fingers crossed. But yeah, I think that's it for this one. Gosh, the mosquitoes have been so bad this year in Minnesota, the state bird. But like I said, that's it for this one. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine. I'm just glad you're rocking with us. I hope that you got something from this. I hope you enjoy my other videos of our family adventures. And you can see it doesn't slow us down at all, or him. He's always fishing. He's always having fun. He's always playing his games. So if your kid is newly diagnosed, or if you're like, oh my gosh, what is life going to be? It's going to get easier. It's going to get better. There's always obstacles. So I'm not going to lie either. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The kid's going to feel like he's different, and you just got to keep teaching him, no, you're not. You just have type 1 diabetes, but other than that, absolutely nothing has changed for you. You're an awesome kid, and it's all that changed. And oh, what? You got to eat a little healthier. But you still can eat anything you want, and he does. But we're pretty strict, but we let him have snacks and have fun. We just dose him for it. And if he thinks that he's just going to eat snacks, we say, no, you're going to eat something healthy first. And protein is something really good for them to keep their numbers leveled, just so you know. Because if you don't give protein throughout the day, they're going to go up and down and up and down. So that's something really important to know. But anyways, that's it for real. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Hope you got something from this. If you're going through it and your kid was diagnosed recently, comment below. Ask any questions that you want. I'm an open book, and nothing's off limits. Everyone have a good one. Keep having fun, being in the moment with your kids. Yeah, we have 5, by the way, so that adds, a lot to it too. Just, giving all your other kids attention and not making them feel like they're less important. But yeah, anyways, that's for real all I have for this one, and everyone have a good one, and stay close to your family, stay blessed, and stay strong.